Carpe diem. I hope I pronounced that correctly, my friends. It's a bit hard sometimes with a cross Northern English, Northern Australian accent. But there we go. And it simply means in Latin, seize the day. Well, it's another beautiful day here in North Queensland. It's just after lunchtime. My lovely wife Emily's at work and the kids are off doing their own things. So, I'm seizing the day. I'm just having a potter around today. I'm not really doing anything else exciting. As I told you before, I'm a carpenter. I'm working on a building site and they had to core drill some block work out for some pipes. So I managed to grab this piece of core drilled concrete, which is also Besser block. You can see that. I'm going to put a bit of water on that. Look at the beautiful colours in him. You've got the Rio coming through. So what I'll probably do, I'll varnish that guy, or I don't know, polish him up. And he'll make for a lovely stand. I'll maybe use this guy, a little juniper I've been working on. I've just taken the wires off him, give him a bit of shape. But because he's cascading, he's starting to hit the floor. So if that's polished up, it might be a nice stand for him for a little while. We've been on to our pottery again. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a sore throat today. Just made a new pot this morning. And they're nice. And I've just taken with the style of crescent pots, because they're very easy. And as you look at this one, my pottery skills aren't that advanced yet. But my crescent pots look great. So we just keep making them, because as you know yourselves, pots are very expensive. And I've got a young family to feed, so I've got to be very careful with how I spend my money. And it seems just another nice interest to get into. So there's some of the pots I'm making. The guys on the right have got 2 weeks, they're ready for glazing. The wider pots, that's an air drying clay. So I don't want to travel 80 k's to go and use someone's furnace. And if I haven't bought the clay from them, they won't put it in the furnace. So it's like, what do I do? But in the world of bonsai, you're never in a rush. So these guys can sit here, and I've dated them. I know what dates they're on. I know they're ready for glazing. I've got to still have my second lesson in pottery, which is glazing. So that's going to be kind of fun. So anyway, again, being a Sunday, I'm having a cold beer. I've got myself a pure blonde. Emily bought these. Organic. Sounds very nice for being in the garden. It's not a bad taste either. So all I'm doing today, I've given everybody a drink already this morning. I'm just going to do some fertilising. I'm just going to run around, get everyone a nice fuel up for the week. But while I'm here, let's have a quick look around. Now, I must stress this. I age a tree or a plant from the time I put it in a pot. So there is nothing in this garden more than 2 years old. I was into bonsai, but due to certain life reasons, what's the word for it? Things happening in life, I gave it away. And I sometimes regret that. But you should never live in regret. As my mother said, things happen for reasons in this world. So hopefully I've come back bigger, better and stronger and having more knowledge. So disregard your past, think about the future. And to me it doesn't matter if you've got a little flower on a window ledge that you water every day, or you've got a 500-year-old tree that's beautiful that everybody wants to see. As long as you gain enjoyment, who else has anything to say about it? Oh, my next door neighbour's started to play the drums, so we'll carry on. We might get a bit of music accompaniment while we're walking around. There again, there's my green island. There's a couple of jade trees. I took off one plant just as cut-ins. I'll leave them in that plastic tray for a while. And my beautiful desert rose, which is very, very common. You'll see it in a lot of old ladies' gardens up here. It's starting to flower. Isn't that beautiful? Also, it could be a ready pink flower. My matchstick cactus, again in nature, these grow up to 15 feet tall. He's just in a nice piece of timber, and he seems to be doing well there. There's all my little seedlings starting to grow, another more desert roses. Let's have a shop round. My Daintree pine forest. It stayed healthy. These guys need so much water, it's unbelievable. Hawaiian ficus out in the back there, umbrella trees. Buddha bellies figs, they sell these in the local garden centre. Just in little pots. Though he's started to come on. He's starting to look grand. Crown of thorns in the step level display. Sabre leaf figs. A little chili plant there. Isn't he great? Weepers at the back. Another Daintree pine. He's doing very well. He's liking that position. Now, this guy was about 7 foot tall when I got him. I chopped him back to nothing. It's a black pine. And he's just started to shoot off again. So he'll be nice in years to come. And my little jacaranda forest. It's hard to believe. February, that was a packet of seeds on a shelf in the local Bunnings hardware. And look at him now, how beautiful. Some more plants. I do enjoy these too. Just come on the old timber. Do like them. Another fig. I made a mistake. I left the wires on too long, if you can see that. It's got scarring, hopefully it'll grow away. Some more Buddha's bellies. The little bamboo I did a video of the other week. My wife wanted that, so I put it next to the little pond I made her. This is just all fence paling, made a table, and got this fiberglass pond that looks like rock from Bunnings again. Put a pump in it, and it's full of guppies. We started off with 10. I think we've got about 100 in there now. Isn't that nice? Another little fig. He started off as a cutting last year. He's doing nice. And my little pawpaw tree that I stole out of a mate's garden. I've just trimmed him back. He had a lot of leaf foliage on him, but they were very large. And he was starting to wilt a bit, so I cut it all back, just to 2 leaves. And little mates on the back there. Again, my umbrella tree that's grown out of a piece of coral. I did nothing, absolutely nothing here. And he's grown beautifully. I mean, over the years that root system will take over everything, and she'll look very nice. That's one of the wall hangings my wife bought me one birthday. They're Chinese. They're not Japanese. They're beautiful, aren't they? They're so beautiful. And going down again. Got my spearheads. That was a dunny toilet brush holder, which broke. So I drilled a hole in the bottom and made it into a pot. He looks nice. Got a few different guys going on here. Some more plants. I just put in cage work on the walls. Another little jacaranda. He's the same age as the other guys, obviously. I've just put him in a tiny pot. Just let him do what he wants. My stag's head, which again I think I said it earlier, after a big storm that I was driving to work and that was rolling down the street dead. And he's been there for about 18 months. And he's done so beautifully. He just wired onto a frame. Normally these grow on the size of trees in North Queensland. So yeah, I'm having a fun day. Can't see the guinea pig. She's hiding. She's a bit skittish. So there we go, that's just the front of the house. A few other things collected from the scrub, which you shouldn't do, but I couldn't help myself. But yeah, like I say again, there is nothing in this garden more than 2 years old. And I'm enjoying every day of it. Oh, before I go, that little pink pom-pom, blushing pink pom-pom should I say, but I did a couple of weeks ago. Like a lot of Australian native trees, when they're feeling anxious or threatened, because if you know trees, you know they have feelings, they drop all the leaves. Now in my early days, I think it was dead. I must have discarded so many trees thinking they'd died. But what they do, the Australian trees, they absorb all their energy into the trunk. And now he's settled in and he's happy and he's pot and he's feeling good and lucky. He's just started shooting all his leaves again. So that's why I left all this structure, because I knew what was going to happen. He's looking grand. He'll look fantastic by the end of summertime. We're just coming out the dry season. We're coming into the wet. We do have winter, spring, autumn, summer, but up here it's very hard to tell what's doing what. We normally go by the time the sun comes up and the sun goes down to tell us what season it is. But again, there's my Indian marsh tree. He's doing really well. Got a beautiful root system. Having a lovely day. Now, food for thought before I leave. There are only two things in this world that matter, and that is the size of your heart and the strength of your character. Please remember that, my friends. Keep potting, keep mixing, keep loving each other as much as I love all of you, and have a fantastic day. Mr. Nuts House of Little Trees. Bye-bye.